Hey, what's up, guys? Edgar here with the Gravity Effect, and I'm here with my friend Clinton. You remember him from last time, right?
Yep.
We're gonna do a top 10 supplement list, and we're gonna talk about them individually, and we're gonna give them a rating too at the end of it. We're gonna talk about our experiences with it, and if we can recommend it for you, if it's useful for your situation in your fitness career or fitness journey. Clinton here is going to start right off with number 10. We're going to talk about protein powder. And go ahead, man, take it away.
All right, thanks, Edgar. So protein powder, right off the bat, you want to know there's different kinds. There's whey protein, there's beef protein, casein protein, soy protein, and then the plant-based like hemp protein, things like that. So the whey protein is really fast acting. You got your casein protein that's long lasting, good for overnight so that your body doesn't run out of protein. You have your beef protein, which has more animal fats than anything. And then you have your plant-based if you're looking to be a little bit more on the healthy side of things. So use those supplements whenever you need them, usually good for after workouts so that your body can do a lot of repairs. I'm going to give protein 5 out of 5. I think it's a great supplement if you're going to be doing any resistance training or weight training of any sort. It's a really good supplement. Edgar, what do you think?
Protein, there's a lot to it, guys. I'm going to keep it nice and short. Protein powder as a supplement. It's very useful, and when you time it correctly, it can be very, very, very useful. It's gonna help you build lean, strong muscle. It's gonna help you get that craving out of the way, because some of these protein powders come flavored. So if you want like that sweet smoothie or that sweet drink, you can always add protein powder, or they come in vanilla, chocolate. A lot of delicious flavors. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because like you don't really need it. At the same time, like I can see why a lot of people buy it. It's just because like a lot of people are limited in time, and it's so easy to make a protein shake. It takes like 15 seconds, and sometimes people don't have the time to just go into their kitchen and make a meal, and then like that takes a while, and you kind of just want to get the protein thirst out of the way. So protein powder, it's a good supplement. You can get it at any vitamin store. I personally don't really use protein powder anymore, but when I first started using it, it was very useful. I used whey protein, and something we just missed, whey protein is kind of like the fast absorbing protein. It gets absorbed into the bloodstream really quick. So if you want something that's quick and very fast, you're gonna use that whey protein. You want to actually just kind of explain to them how casein and beef protein differs in that sense.
So we have a whey protein, and which is like an egg derivative. It's the same protein you get from egg whites. Casein protein is going to be the protein you get from dairy products like milk or cheese. That's what casein is. Now the casein breaks down a lot slower. So if, let's say you do a grueling workout, you're going to be sore the next day if you're not sore already. What's going to happen is overnight, while you sleep, you fast, and that puts your body, could put it into a catabolic state where your body's kind of eating up the muscles, and that's what a lot of people are afraid of. They're afraid of losing gains. So what you do is you take casein protein, you drink that, and overnight you have this prolonged release of small amounts of protein that feed your body so that your muscles don't actually get eaten up during that process of repair. So that's the difference. Whey protein is really fast, so as soon as you're done, they say that there's that 20-30 minute window. Afterwards, it's an anabolic window. You drink your whey protein and you're going to get that fast release or absorption of protein to your body so that you can start replenishing immediately. So that's the difference between the two. Beef protein is going to be kind of like somewhere in the middle. It's really good. It's from meat. If you're eating meats already, you don't really need the protein like Edgar was saying, but hey, if you want that extra, you can go ahead, but your body will excrete anything that it doesn't really need. So don't waste it. Just be smart about it. But yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive, guys. Protein in general is just expensive. Anything that contains protein is expensive because people know it's very useful to build your muscles, to replenish your energy, whatever it is. So we're gonna jump into number 9, and that's weight gainer. So weight gainer is kind of like it's a supplement it looks like protein powder, but it's pretty much more than that. It's a lot of carbs, it's a lot of fats, and a lot of protein. And it comes in a huge serving base. Usually you get it like you get these supplements with like 700, 800 calories of servings in just one serving, and that's pretty much just kind of help you get into like the surplus of calories at the end of the day. So like let's say you need like a 2,500 calorie surplus diet. You're gonna wanna take this to like not go too far above that. So you wanna actually count these macros so that you can see how much like calories you're getting during the day. Because you get too much, you're gonna gain unnecessary weight, and the kind of weight nobody wants.
Right, the extra weight,
if you don't get enough, you're gonna lose weight, and it's not gonna be like the weight that you want to lose. It's gonna be like that muscle, the gains that you're trying to get. So it's kind of tricky trying to gain weight at first. If you're a hard gainer, now that is. So if you're somebody who gains weight easily, you don't really need something like weight gainer. There's nothing that I don't even know why it would like run through your mind. So like if you're like somebody who is what do you call it? A mesomorph, right?
I think so, yeah.
Mesomorph or endomorph, it's kind of a different body type. You have a slower metabolism, and you pretty much don't burn a lot of energy throughout the day. So if somebody like me, who I used to be, I'm still ectomorph, you are a hard gainer, and it's kind of hard for you to gain weight. Even like if you eat like crazy, you can literally eat throughout the whole day, and you probably won't get a single pound, because like your body is just burning so much energy through the day, and it's just the way the human bodies are designed. There's like 3 different types. So if you're somebody who's a hard gainer like me, I would recommend it. As a rating, I'd give it, I want to say a 3 out of 5, just because it's really, really priced high, and like you only get so many servings in it. It's like you get like 4 or 5 servings every container, and it's like $45. If you eat right, and if you kind of if you portion your meals so that you don't lose the calories at the end of the day, then you'll be fine. It's not gonna, it just takes some research, and like you kind of have to substitute a lot of the foods you don't gain a lot from, like simple like white rice and like potatoes. You're pastas. You're filling yourself up with some things that are not gonna kind of reward you at the end of the day. So it's kind of like empty calories. What you want is nutritious calories. You want complex carbohydrates and not simple carbohydrates, because that's gonna hurt you at the end of the day. So you're not gonna gain the kind of weight you want to gain. So I can go into simple and complex carbohydrates, but we can save that for another video.
Sure, yeah.
You want to add anything to that?
No, I'm just gonna reiterate on what Edgar said. If you need it because you have a hard time gaining weight, you have a fast metabolism, you're slim, you're trying to put on some extra pounds, then it works for you. I give it a 4 out of 5 for that purpose. However, if you're watching your weight, if you're not trying to gain too much, then I'd stay away from the weight gainer, because it's going to do its job and you might get a little bit more weight, especially in fat form, that you don't want. So be careful with that. Use it for its intended purpose, and I think you'll get the gains that you want as long as you're burning that energy. So, yeah.
All right. So what do we got at number 8?
Right, pre-workout. So pre-workouts, a lot of people, they hear about these, they learn about these. Some people will use energy drinks, but what a pre-workout really is, it's that powder form. Some of them are already mixed up. It's a solution. You get the drink and buy it in a bottle. But what this does, it's usually filled with a lot of nitric oxide precursors. Those are like your L-arginines, your L-citrulline, things like that, and the different forms. And it opens up your blood vessels. They call them vasodilators, and that means it opens it up. It dilates it, like when your pupil dilates, it opens up. Your blood vessels can do the same thing. Now, they're usually packed with a bunch of caffeine at the same time, so you want to be careful if you're already drinking coffee, energy drinks. What that extra caffeine will do is going to constrict your blood vessels, meaning it's going to make it tighter, so it's going to counter the effect of the intended purpose for a pre-workout. Now, they're really good. However, you have to keep in mind that they do increase your heart rate. They do stimulate your central nervous system. So you might feel jittery. You might feel like your heart's gonna jump out of your chest, things like that. Use it the way that it's instructed. On the instructions, it'll say, use 1 scoop, half a scoop, whatever it is. Follow those, and also be mindful of what energy drinks or what, how many cups of coffee you drink or anything like that has caffeine. If you take caffeine pills, maybe lay off the pre-workout or vice versa. So I think they're really great for their intended purpose. You just have to be careful. Some people abuse them, and that's a bad effect. I do give them a 4 out of 5, only because there's a little bit of a heart risk with those, so you want to be mindful. But I do like them. They come in great flavors. They mix right with your water. You can drink it half hour before your workout, or just sip it throughout your workout to keep you going so you don't peter out. What do you think, Edgar?
Everything he said was completely true. This is some really, it's really like energetic stuff. Like if you're already like on coffee or sugar, you're gonna want to like kind of like limit it to like half a scoop, maybe even less of that, just to get even like a quarter of a scoop, because the stuff comes in small doses and it's very, very strong. So some of these pre-workouts come with something called creatine, which I'm not going to talk about next. You're going to want to watch that too, because you can only, if you read the front of the label, it's not going to tell you like half the stuff that's in it. You're going to want to read the back, and you're going to want to see like everything that's in it. You're going to want to do some research on it. It's a very useful supplement for somebody who is very tired, or just doesn't want to work out. It's a pretty good motivator, because it kind of gets your heart rate up, and it kind of puts you in the right state. So
gives you that jump start.
It gives you that jump start pretty much, yeah. So my experience with it is, I had some good times, I had some bad times with it. When I first started doing it, it was very scary, because like I did whatever the recommending servings, and if you're new to it, it's gonna be really strong, and because you have a really very low tolerance for it. So I recommend starting with like smaller servings than what it recommends you, because it varies from person to person. And if you're like me, you're gonna get huge heart rate, you're gonna get like you're gonna get like anxiety, you can get a lot of like effects from this. So just be careful, just go by the servings, or maybe less than that. I want to give it it's kind of hard to tell, because like it does what it's supposed to, but at the same time, like if you get too used to taking this like every day, it can, I don't know, I don't really feel safe taking it too much, like it's got a lot of chemicals in it, so
it's a lot, yeah.
So I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 5, and that's being nice. I don't really take it anymore. I don't really need it. I go the organic way. If you wanna, well, not organic way, but the natural way. If you wanna drink a nice coffee flavored with sugar, that's gonna have almost the same effect, not to the full extent, but just to where you kind of want it, so that you have the energy to burn. And it's always good to have, not always, but I recommend, if you're gonna have a lot of sugar, do it right before the gym, because that way you can just burn it out, and it doesn't accumulate to adipose tissue. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah,
all right.
Definitely.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump into amino acids, which come into number 7.
Okay.
So amino acids is branch chain branch chain amino acids, right?
Yeah, BCAAs.
So BCAAs is kind of like the supplement you see at the GNC or the Vitamin World. This is the kind of stuff that kind of helps you boost your energy and your muscle recovery in the gym and outside of the gym. A lot of performers and athletes use it. People who go really hardcore or intense in the gym, lifting heavy weights, they'll use it so that they can make improvements and speed up their recovery of their workouts. I used to take it in pill forms. It did its job. I did see the results. It's very hard to say if you should take it or not. It depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to gain massive muscle and you want to be like really ripped or something, you want to take BCAAs. It's really it's natural stuff. You're not gonna find a lot of like harmful chemicals in it. It's more on the more natural supplement side. So I like it. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Anything you want to add to that?
No, you kind of covered everything. Like Edgar was saying, these amino acids are the same amino acids you're gonna get in like natural food. So it's not gonna be anything extra like as in the pre-workouts. The pre-workouts, they're full of just a ton of stuff. It's just a ton of synthetic stuff. But like Edgar was saying, BCAA is really good, helps recovery, natural. It's not anything that you're gonna not find in food. So it's really good. I give it a 5 out of 5. If, like Edgar was saying, if you're really going hard in the gym, you're trying to get gains, you're trying to build, and you're trying to stay lean, it's really good for you. So I like that one a lot. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Now we're gonna jump into number 6. It's creatine, and Clinton's gonna take that away.
All right, so creatine monohydrate is a really good one. They have different forms of it, but monohydrate is usually the most common. What it does is, creatine is something natural you have in your body, but giving it that extra, what it does is it helps you retain water, so you get more of a swollen look. So if you're going for striations and muscle definition, this is going to round it out and make it really smooth. It's not going to work to your benefit, so definitely don't use this pre-competition if you're going into comps. But it's really nice because what it does is it helps fuel your muscles faster. So the simplified version is your body uses a form of energy. Creatine will help speed up the process to give it more of that fuel at a faster rate. That way you can keep pushing, go for more sets, go for more reps, and just get the gains and push a little bit more weight. It does help give you a little bit of an edge. Like Edgar was saying earlier when we talked about pre-workouts, creatine is in a lot of those, but not all of them. So if you have one that doesn't have creatine and you want the creatine, you can go ahead and you can use both at the same time. Again, it's really important that you follow the recommended dosing so that you don't clog up your body with too much. And also drink a ton of water to flush this stuff out. It's really important too. But yeah, if you're looking for that extra oomph when you're working out and you want that extra look so you have more mass to you, creatine will help get you that. I give it for its purpose, I give it a 4 out of 5. And I've used it before. It does help. It's nice. I don't use it anymore just because, you know, I do my own thing now. But yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5 for the most part. Edgar, what do you think of it?
When I was trying to gain weight, I was trying to pack on tons of muscle. It was really hard for me, so I had to lift a lot heavier in the gym, heavier dumbbells, heavier barbells, Olympic plates. The creatine did give me that extra power I needed to put in those extra repetitions and those extra sets that otherwise I would have not even tried. You know, like I would be like, oh, you know, I think I'm done, you know, because I don't have enough in me. Creatine actually helped me like. I think I can get this extra set in or this extra up. Like it gives you like that extra boost, like that thing you really need to bust out that extra rep and kind of help you towards your gains, you know, without really hurting you. So everything that Clinton said was pretty much correct. You're gonna get a lot more like squishy mass, like but it's not like the definition mass. It's more of just like the size.
Yeah, right. Size.
So you're not gonna get definition with creatine. You're gonna get size. I really recommend it for athletes because it does give you that extra performance.
Oh yeah.
But for like the gym wise, I don't really. Unless, like I said, you're really trying to get that extra rep or that extra set in, those really heavy sets, then yeah, I'd recommend it. I'd definitely give it a 4 out of 5. Be really cautious of the serving sizes. You should only be taking at least, or at most 5 grams, is it?
I think that's, I think
it's like 5 grams. Your body automatically produces the stuff. So and you're gonna, and if you eat steak and stuff like that, you're gonna get it off of that too. So
depending on your food.
Yeah. So it's definitely a performance booster and it's good stuff. So just be careful with it. Drink lots of water. It's gonna absorb a lot of that water, but you're gonna have to drink a little more than what you usually take.
Right.
So definitely that's about it we have for creatine. So number 5 is glutamine, and glutamine is something that not a lot of people take because it's not really popular, but at the same time it does have different benefits to it than all the other supplements have. So I'm going to talk about what it kind of does for somebody who wants to seek performance in the gym. So glutamine is something that kind of helps with protein synthesis and kind of help rebuild the muscles a little quicker, kind of like the amino acids do, but not to that full extent because it doesn't really have all the BCAAs that are essential for you to have that full, building blocks of muscle. So glutamine is going to help you with your, research says it helps you with your immune system. So like people used to tell me like, hey, you should take this glutamine because it's, you can help you from like not getting sick so often. And I did my research on it, and it shows that some people did have a boost of like, health in that aspect. So not a lot to talk about in glutamine. Sometimes it actually comes in your protein powder, so just be observant of that. If you're gonna take protein powder, just look for the servings and the what do you call it? What is the nutrition facts?
Oh,
Yeah, it'll
beneficial
tell you if
effects.
it has glutamine in it, or even in the front. Sometimes it has it will say it
Some
has
of them.
glutamine. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them will
So
tell you
yeah,
that.
be mindful of that. It's good stuff. To take it aside, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not gonna do you much better than already taking all these other supplements. So I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5 because it's not really of a great importance, but it's not gonna hurt you at the same time. So what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I give it a 3 out of 5 as well. It has a very specific purpose, but I mean, most of the time, some of the proteins or some of the weight gainers or things like that, they're gonna have this stuff in it already. And if you are doing the protein, maybe the weight gainer and BCAAs, I mean, you really don't need to add more to your body. It's only more for your body to filter out. So I give it a 3 out of 5. It's good for what it's worth, but you have to consider the whole big picture of how much you're actually taking into your body. So that's for its intended purpose, 3 out of 5.
All right, now we're gonna get into some fun stuff.
Alright,
yeah. So you guys ever
That's
heard
right.
of Thermogenics?
So Thermogenics, a really big popular one is hydroxycut. A lot of people, once you say hydroxycut, they're like, oh, I know what you're talking about, fat burners. That's what Thermogenics are, they're fat burners. What they're gonna do is they're gonna kickstart your metabolism and fat mobilization to really increase that burning effect. Now, this is the same effect you get when you do high intensity interval training like sprints or circuit training, things like that. You get that afterburn where even after you're done working out, your body's still burning that stuff. You can also get the same effect from intermittent fasting. Talk about that in another video. The thing with these that you have to remember is these are stimulants for your central nervous system, and it also is gonna, on top of this, it's really gonna kickstart and fire up your heart. Your heart's gonna pound a lot. So again, if you're a coffee drinker, energy drink drinker, pre-workout drinker, this is probably something you don't want to mix in because of the risk. You're really putting a lot of pressure and strain on your heart. I'm not a big fan of these because I feel like you can live the way that you live, take these, and you might not get the effect, but you're putting so much strain on your central nervous system and your heart. I feel like a lot of people think this is a magic pill when it's not. It's not a magic pill at all, so you really have to be careful. I'm not a fan of them. I really don't use them too much. I've actually never tried them. And I don't think that they're good for people, for their body. So I would just say, do some running, do some cardio, do a little bit of intermittent fasting, and burn fat that way. And if you don't do the fasting when you're running, run faster. And just do, high intensity intervals. Run really fast for 30 seconds, rest for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, do it again. Go up and down, up and down. You're gonna burn fat that way. And just watch what you eat. Do your calorie counting or your portion control, and then just make the right choices. Like Ego was saying, back to the weight gainer, it's not gonna help you if you take a weight gainer, you're trying to burn fat at the same time. Just get rid of both products, you'll be a lot better. I give it a 2 out of 5 just because I don't like the risk that comes with it. That's my personal opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, the risk is very high for this kind of stuff. It's not something I definitely recommend to anyone at all, even somebody who's extremely overweight.
Yeah.
There's been reports in the past that people have died from this stuff. So some people, have severe reactions to it, and it can be tested all they want, but it only takes that one person to kind of die from it to be like, oh, now it's serious. Like, well, I don't even know if I should take it anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I like doing things the natural way. This is kind of like that shortcut you want to take, but it's only useful for some people in some cases. I think they really toned it down a little bit so that it's a lot more more safer for people to use. But I still don't trust it. Like I said, it only takes that another person to kind of have a cardiac arrest in the gym, and it's serious stuff. It's a lot more dangerous. I feel like it's a lot more dangerous than the pre-workout that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I agree.
It's if you're gonna be taking all these supplements together, just be careful, please. I'm gonna have to give it a 2 out of 5 too. I'm not gonna give it a 1 because it does its purpose and it's not a completely useless supplement. And in a way, it kind of feels like a drug because it's so dangerous to some people. I know, right? You don't really know how you're gonna react to it. So if you're gonna try to burn fat in the gym, do it the natural way. You're gonna try to increase your metabolism. There's ways to do it. You can eat a lot more smaller meals during the day and space them out versus eating 3 large meals and then calling it a day, which kind of slows down your metabolism. And There's other ways, obviously, to do it in the gym too. Like Clinton was saying, you can run on the treadmill that momentarily increases your metabolism. You can do strength and stamina, and the repetitions of like 4 and 6 or 12 and 15. Those are also going to help you increase your metabolism outside of the gym. So, just think twice before taking something like Stacker 2. I don't even know if they make that stuff anymore, but Thermogenics, not fun. All right, guys, let's keep it simpler than that. Let's not try to look for too many shortcuts. Because there's everybody. There's a lot of people who've done it the natural way. I totally recommend doing it the natural way, because either way, even though it takes longer to do, it's still worth it in the end. You're still going to be in great health. You're still going to feel great about it. You're not going to have all these complications that some people do taking this kind of supplement. So,
That's right,
yeah. Anything else?
No.
All right.
Not on that.
All right. So yeah, that's Thermogenics. Number 3. Got 3 more to go. Omega-3 fatty acids. So this is something that I feel is very useful. It comes in like little. It can come in fish oil, krill oil. It comes in some foods like fish, tilapia, tuna. Is there any other meats I'm missing?
With salmon, sardines, a lot more fish.
Yeah, just
you can find it in
a lot more of the seafood fish.
You can find it in some seeds as well, like flax seeds.
Yes, and I think chia seeds too.
Yep, I think those as well.
It's they come far few in between, but if you look for the right places, you can buy it at your local supermarket. I usually just take it in the pill form, or I want to say like the capsule form.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I usually just take fish oil.
Yeah.
It's really, really good stuff. It comes with unsaturated fats and omega-3s, so it's omega-3 has a lot of benefits to it for your health. You can actually improve your memory. It helps people with Alzheimer's and dementia. It helps with joint stiffness. And if you have like something like arthritis, it's gonna help improve what was I gonna say? With people who have arthritis, it's gonna help with your joint pain. Because it eases up on the inflammation of it.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend it, just because it's really inexpensive. It's not gonna cost as much as freaking the weight gainer over there, and it still has a lot more benefits to it. I definitely give it a 5 out of 5. Omega-3 fatty acids is found in a lot of natural places or natural foods, and like I said, I'm big on natural, so 5 out of 5 for omega-3 fatty acids. What do you think?
Definitely going with the 5 out of 5 on the omega-3s. I take fish oil, just like I said. It comes in a little gel cap. You just take it in the morning or at night, whenever you want.
Actually, it tells you to take it like 3 times a day, but I usually take it just once. That's fine.
I usually take that with my multivitamin. And, Edgar will talk about multivitamins in a second. But yeah, I definitely recommend it, especially if you don't eat a lot of fish. It's nice to get that and supplement with that. If you don't like fish, try getting some of the seeds we said: flaxseed, sunflower, and chia seeds. Right?
Chia seeds.
Maybe I'd have to double check pumpkin seeds, but it might be in there too. Anyways, really good for you. It really helps with your neurological system. So it's definitely worth at least taking a supplement if you don't get enough fish.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Good stuff. All right, number 2, herbal supplements.
Herbal supplements. So there's a ton out there. I mean, hundreds, maybe even thousands. But I'm going to focus on 3 that I am a big fan of myself. There's maca, there's MACA, there's ginkgo biloba, and then there's ginseng. Some people see it as Panax ginseng. Ginseng is ginseng. So they all come from plants, and they're all derived from the roots of those plants. So they call them root herbs, if you want to call it that. Maca really just helps with a lot of vitality, energy, helps with your immune system, can also help with your reproductive system as well, so that it functions properly. With cancer being on the rise, I think it's a really good idea to look into it and consider taking it. Ginkgo biloba helps again with memory, with cognitive functions, your thinking. It helps with short-term memory as well as your long-term, keeps you alert. So does ginseng. Ginseng also actually helps with a lot of energy, feeling like you're alive and awake, similar to what coffee and caffeine does. But when you burnt yourself out with all the coffee and caffeine that you drink every day, sometimes you need a little something different. So the Panax ginseng, you can buy all 3 in pill form if you want. Some of them come in powder form as well, but they help you out. They boost you. They're natural. They come from plants. They're not made in a lab anywhere or anything like that. They're just made from the plant. They take the extract, they put it together in this form so that you can take it in its recommended doses. So I'm a real big fan of them. To recap, it's maca, ginkgo biloba, and ginseng that I have highlighted for the sake of this video. However, there's a ton out there, and it'd take forever to go through them all.
And if you're watching, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're gonna have links to the description for those kind of supplements that he's talking about.
Yep.
You're gonna want to check it out. It's really good stuff.
So yeah, read into them and definitely check them out, because I think they're a great natural alternative to some of the stuff like pre-workout or too much caffeine. You really want to monitor that much. But yeah, consider those things. You might like them, might have some really good effects for you. I give them a 5 out of 5 just because they're all natural and they help out a lot. Edgar, what do you think?
I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head, man.
Nice.
He covered it, pretty much all of it, all of that, what I was thinking about. Definitely a 5 out of 5 for me too. I'm a big fan of natural supplements, so that's definitely up there for me. So number one,
last but not least,
it's my favorite supplement: multivitamins and minerals.
Regular
something
multivitamin,
that's a lot of people overlook.
Yeah, they do.
I honestly didn't really take these at first because I just felt like I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I always thought that when I saw it, I just saw like somebody who can't absorb the nutrients they need throughout the day. So I wasn't really informed of what it does for you. And what it does for you is something phenomenal. Like it's something that it should be praised upon. Like it's pretty much like the limitless pill that you see on the internet. It's something that it's gonna give you all the energy that you need. It's gonna give you all the vitamins and the minerals that you miss out during your food. With the food you eat during the day. Not a lot of us get the nutrients we need to fuel ourselves and to keep up with our health, our skin health, our nail health, our hair health. It's definitely got all this. Well, if you take the right one for its right purposes, because there could be gender rolled vitamins. There could be women's vitamins and men's vitamins, which is kind of different in some ways. Right. Some that kind of help with prenatal for the women, and some that help with what is it for the men that's different?
Certain ages,
exactly.
They'll have different percentages in them because you absorb less as you get older.
Yeah.
So like you're saying, they're gender based. They could be age based. They could be for pregnant women, the prenatal, postnatal.
Yeah.
They have all sorts. So you want to find the right one for you.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I felt like when I wasn't taking multivitamins, I felt a lot weaker. I had a lot less energy. I felt a lot weaker in the gym. Like I couldn't lift as much as I used, or I could, or potentially could. I felt like my day dragged on a lot more worse. I don't know. Fatigued. That's the word I'm looking for. Like tired and fatigued. Yeah. Like I needed something, right? Like I need something that's gonna help me finish the day without dying. It might seem like I'm exaggerating, but this really did it for me. Once I started taking multivitamins and minerals, I felt a huge difference. Yeah. I mean, obviously you're not gonna feel that every day, but once you do kind of switch onto it, you're gonna see what I'm talking about.
Right.
You're gonna get everything you need throughout the day because it's time released. It's not absorbed in 1 hour. It's absorbed over a lot of hours throughout the day.
Right.
Some multivitamins they come in different forms. You can take them in capsules. You can take them in tablets. You can take them in gummy bears. What else? I don't even know.
Flintstone
the Flintstone chewables, like the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. Pick your poison.
Right.
Definitely, it's definitely the only supplement I take alongside with the omega-3 fatty acid supplements, like the fish oil. Those are literally the only two things I take other than the hemp protein, but that's I don't really consider that a supplement because it's actually a real plant inside the tub you get. Yeah. So it's not like something that's synthesized or machined or refined, whatever. It's something that comes as natural. I love natural. It makes me feel a lot better about myself, my health, the future. I don't have to worry about something falling back on me like what is it that you can take that you get like cancer from?
With the
You can get cancer from anything nowadays. So like I only go natural for now, you know.
It's true. It's true.
It's really cost efficient. You can get 100 tablets for like $12. Like I don't know why people overlook this stuff. Like if you don't know what it does for you, just do your research. I'm only gonna cover the basics. You know, it has a lot of the B proteins, not the B proteins, the B vitamins that you don't really get during the day.
You can miss out on a lot.
You can miss out on a lot if you don't eat right. Yeah, but most of us don't eat right. Some of us don't have the time to prep and or the money to buy all this.
Expensive.
Yeah, because healthy food, let's face it, it's pretty expensive nowadays.
Costs more for berries than it does for 5 McChickens.
Oh man, it's ridiculous.
Berries cost more.
So you feel a lot better about yourself if you're struggling eating the healthy food by taking the vitamins and the minerals.
Yeah.
Rating, I give it a 5 out of 5. If, like I said, if you're gonna take one supplement, just take the vitamins. It's very useful. There's nothing bad I can say about it. Just don't take too many of them because some vitamins are kind of poisonous if you kind of overdo it.
Yeah, toxic levels.
Yeah, they can reach toxic levels. So, obviously you're not gonna overdose on multivitamins because it's not like protein where you have that mindset of just growing and growing. You're gonna have that mindset of fulfilling all the essential vitamins and nutrients you need to kind of rest assured that you're healthy,
Oh yeah.
Or you're on the right track,
Yeah.
It's not gonna help you build crazy muscles or anything like that. It's just gonna help you. It's gonna help the protein build your muscles. And and some vitamins you don't find in food, the regular foods you eat. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about vitamins. Do you have anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, I give it a 5 out of 5. I think multivitamins are great, and like Edgar said, the multivitamins aren't going to make you grow as far as muscle goes, but what they do is they help with the cellular function that uses the protein or the foods that you eat in order to grow the muscles. So you need those, and a lot of us, let's be honest, some of us don't eat vegetables at all. Some of us don't eat enough. Some of us eat it here and there, you're like, oh yeah, this week I was good, but how many weeks out of the month or year did you eat that good? So the multivitamins help with things like that because, like Edgar said, sometimes you don't have time, and then sometimes you look at the price of produce and you're like, I know it's healthy, but wow, that's expensive.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to put your money somewhere else because of priorities, and that's the way it is. So if you have to skimp out on maybe your greens and you're not eating enough vegetables, okay, whatever your purpose or reason is, then that's fine, but get the multivitamin in there just to help you out. It's not a complete substitute. It's not gonna take the place of food per se, but it will help give you a little bit more than as far as what you're missing. So I definitely recommend them. It's really great. That the omega-3s are huge, and I use proteins. I actually use Vega. Vega has all natural plant-based proteins. I like that a lot. There's Vega 1, there's Vega Sport, there's a bunch of different Vegas. That's a brand that I personally like. I don't get paid to tell you that, I just like it. So, so that's what I like. Again, reiterating on Edgar's approach where, take a more natural plant-based approach for the most part, and then, eat some meats, but just eat it in moderation. So, but yeah, multivitamins definitely 5 out of 5. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, there you have it, our top 10 supplement list, and there's gonna be a ton of supplements you're gonna run into that are not on this list. Just be very careful of it. Do your research on it. YouTube videos on it. We might even do another video, like a part 2 on different supplements. Depends on what we come across. If you're staying tuned to the Gravity Effect, I have a top 10 food substitute video I'm working on.
Nice.
And it's going to be really good for you guys who are struggling to kind of switch over to healthier foods. Definitely going to help you out in that video. Anything you want to end off on, Clinton?
No, definitely watch out for Edgar's videos on YouTube. They're very informative. So if he's got one for nutrition coming up, definitely check that out. And then to add into the repertoire here, to add to the arsenal, go ahead and check out ClinFit Consulting YouTube channel and sign up to my e-newsletter where you can get emails on different tips, quick tips, nutrition tips, fitness tips, life tips tricks. Geez, look at me. So go ahead and look into all of that. Between the two of us, you're gonna have everything covered, so you can start making the life of your dreams. So keep watching, stay tuned, and we'll bring some more.
All right.
Definitely.
Well, that's all we got for today. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Peace.
Hit me with your